So finding an affordable apartment to rent in New York, hard enough. Imagine the challenges that first-time homebuyers face in the current market.
So coming up with the money for down payment on a home or a condo just got a lot easier, and all it takes is a trip to Hostess Community College in the Bronx this weekend. So joining us this morning is Darrelle Forde, Senior Vice President of the state's mortgage agency, which gives money to first-time homebuyers, and she is joined by first-time homebuyer Neelum K. So good morning to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
You know, I'm sure there are a lot of folks at home that are sitting in their living rooms or, watching TV and thinking, there's no way that I can buy a home. I can't afford it. But your program actually helps folks do that. And how many households have you helped with down payments, closing costs with this program?
So in New York City, over 800, and each year we help around 2,000 homebuyers across the state of New York.
And who's eligible?
So first-time homebuyers, veterans, and even that idea of first-time homebuyers, right? It's broader than people think. All it means is you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years.
Okay.
That's most
that
people.
money yeah, really. That money, by the way, does it have to be paid back?
It does not have to be paid back. As long as you live in the home for 10 years, you do not have to pay back the down payment or closing cost assistance that we offer.
And let me tell you, some of these fees are not known during the process. Neelum, you just went through the process, right? And you just a proud homeowner in Queens. Congratulations. Walk us through the process of working with the program and how it really helped you.
Yeah, so there's stages that start even before you get to the program.
Yeah.
Part of it is a process figuring out what you want, and then the pre-approval process, which is probably the easiest part. After that comes the process of putting in your offer and then working closely with your loan officer and a bunch of other people in the process. So you will have people on your team that include your loan officer, your agent, your attorney advocating for you and trying to make sure things go smoothly. You have to get all your ducks in a row with paperwork. And that is a process that can take a while, understanding exactly what they need. And, after that, there's a waiting period. Paperwork is being signed on both sides. And at the end of that, you get your keys.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's daunting.
How do you find out? I mean, how do you even find out about the program? And what's the actual first step? They just have to reach out to you, or?
So they can reach out to Sony May, and our website is sonymay.ny.gov. But Sony May partners with home buying counselors, HUD certified home buying counselors that can help home buyers with that paperwork and putting it together. We partner with 70 banks all across the state, so there are Sony May participating lenders in every community and doing their homework. And I think that's the biggest step for all home buyers, right? Finding out what you are eligible for. A great part of our program is that we allow home buyers to layer as many subsidies and grants as they are eligible for, and you'd be surprised at how many programs are out there. And on top of that, Sony May will give you $15,000 to $30,000 in down payment assistance. If you can combine that with perhaps an employer assistance program, many employers offer that as well. And so if you can put all those pieces together, right, home ownership is achievable for so many folks.
Yeah, and it's certainly scary when you hear the number 20% down, right? Especially when you look at the average price of a home or condo in New York, well above $400,000, $500,000, right? So 20% of that is a large chunk of money. But you offer a program now where people can put down as little as 1%.
Yes. So under the Sony May program, homebuyers only need to have 1% of their personal funds. The rest of that down payment can come from subsidy, like Sony May's down payment assistance, or if you've used a nonprofit organization that has grants, you can layer those in. So if you need 20% down, a lot of that money can come from other sources.
Is there a cap to how much you're giving?
So our down payment assistance is our maximum at this point in time is $30,000 with that program. But we have other exciting options, like right now, a program we're very excited to offer for historically disadvantaged communities is called Credit is Due, and that layers lots of things like $30,000 in down payment assistance and up to 2% below the prevailing interest rate.
Wow.
So if our prevailing interest rate right now is 6.5%, for those who need it, they can get an interest rate up to 2% below that prevailing rate. And so between that and our expanded underwriting guidelines, which means that people perhaps who don't have a sparkling clean credit history or unusual circumstances, right, we can help make that happen for you.
Wow, it changes lives. It's changed hers.
Yeah.
So tell us quickly about the event this weekend and how people can attend.
Okay, that is awesome. So this weekend on Saturday, Sony May will be at CUNY Hostos from 10 to 3, and we'll be offering an English and Spanish session explaining our programs, and also having some of our partners, both nonprofit organizations and lenders there, so they can answer lots of questions about how home buyers can go through that process perhaps as quickly and smoothly as possible. It's just another stop on the Sony May tour. We've got stops all across the city and the state from now until the fall, and we hope people can participate.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
us, and thank you for letting me meet a home buyer. I don't always get to do that.
Oh, that's good. There you go. Yes, congratulations on the
Thank
new
you.
home. Yeah, really, really good stuff. And I know it's the decorating process, all of that stuff.
It's in progress.
Yes, I hear you.
Congrats to you.